Okay, it is review day for Chapter 3 test. So what I want to do is go through these problems with you. I'll try and go slowly. So number 1 says use the substitution method. So I'm going to rewrite this on a separate sheet of paper. I'm going to take my, number 1, I'll take my negative 2x plus 2y equals negative 8. And when I do substitution, I like to write them side by side. It just helps me. Y equals 2x minus 11. I like to write them side by side because it's easier to move one into the other, right? So when I do substitution, I'm looking for one of the two variables to already be solved for, like for instance y equals or x equals, and I have that. I've got y is equal to 2x minus 11. Because I know what y is equal in terms of x, I can put that right there. I can rewrite y. Instead of writing y, I'll write my 2x minus 11. I'll just substitute it in. So I'll rewrite this as a negative 2x plus 2 times my 2x minus 11 equals negative 8. Now, the entire problem's in terms of x, right? So I'll go negative 2x, and I'll distribute. I'll get plus a 4x minus 22 equals negative 8. Combine my x's. Negative 2x and a 4x makes a 2x minus 22 equals negative 8. I'll add 22. I'll have a 2x equals, let's see, that's negative 8 plus, God bless you, 14. Divide by 2, x is 7. But we know that there has to be an x and a y answer, so we need both. So my answer so far is a 7 something, right? To get the something, let's take this 7 and plug it in for x over here, right? So we'll rewrite this as y equals 2 times a 7 minus an 11. That's y is equal to 14 minus 11, or y is equal to 3. So that's my y value. I'll stick it in here so it looks like a point, and there is my answer. It's the coordinate 7, 3. Okay, not too bad. Okay, let's take a look at number 2. Okay, slide it up for number 2, slide it for number 2. Okay, number 2 says by elimination method, so I'm going to keep them lined up. I'm going to keep the x's with the x's, so I'm just going to rewrite as 2x plus y equals 3, and I'll go in x minus 2y equals negative 1. So to do the elimination method, the trick is to either eliminate the y's or eliminate the x's. So you have a choice. We can make the x's opposite, or we can make the y's opposite. It honestly doesn't matter which one you pick. I'm going to pick the y's because I can multiply this one by a 2 pretty easily, and that'll make that a 2y with a negative 2y. Those will cancel, right? So that's why I want to do this. So I'll rewrite this equation. I'll make it a 4x plus a 2y equals 6. In the second equation, I'll leave it the way it is because that way we'll get some elimination. X minus 2y equals negative 1, okay? And then if I were to add these two equations, I'm going to eliminate the y's. That's what I want to do, because if I get rid of the y's, I'll be able to solve for x. So 4x plus x is a 5x. That's gone, equals 5. Divide by 5, x is 1. Okay, so now I have one of the two answers. To find the y, let's just plug in the 1. Now I can plug in the 1 either. I can put the 1 in either right here for x or right here for x. It does not matter. Elias, it's your choice. What do you want? Equation 1 or equation 2?
2.
2 it is, okay? So Elias is going to go x minus 2y equals negative 1. I'm going to put this 1 right in here for x, okay? So we'll go 1 minus 2y equals negative 1, and we're just going to solve for y and get the other answer. So minus 1, we're going to negative 2y equals a negative 2, right? Divide by negative 2, and y is 1. So my answer is going to be a 1, 1. Okay? Alphabetical order, x always first, y, but in this case they're both the same, so. Okay, not too bad. Okay. All right, number 3, 4, and 5, I'm going to do it by graphing. It says find the intersection of the following by graphing, okay? So let me get my graph paper out. I'm going to do number 3 by graphing. So, here we go. Graph paper out in front of me. Got my ruler. Let's write down question number 3, okay? So 3 is y equals, y plus x, my bad. Y plus x equals 5. And the other equation is that 3x minus a 5y equals -1, okay? Solve for y, right? If we're going to graph it, we have to solve for y, okay? So let's bring over the x. We're going to have a y equals a -x plus 5 because I subtract the x, right? Well, I can graph that. It's no problem at all. Get my graph paper out. Draw my axes down. Okay, I'm ready. I'm going to graph this first one. Right there and there. And I'll start at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a -x, but it's like a -1 over 1x, so I'm going to go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. Okay. Okay, there's my first line. And then my second line, same thing. Let's solve for y. So let's bring over 3x, and since I've got to subtract 3x, so a -5y equals a -1 minus 3x. Let's divide by -5. Y is equal to a 1/5 plus 3/5 x. Okay? Okay, I'll start at 1/5. The 1/5 you have to estimate, because 1/5 is kind of hard to find on here. But I'm going to estimate 1/5 right about there. Okay, about 1/5. To estimate 1/5, it's about there. I'm still going to go up 3 over 5. So I'm still going to go up 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to draw the line, and their intersection of the 2 points is right here. That's my answer. So it's a coordinate, it's a point. So the answer is a point, and the coordinate of that point is at 3, 2. Okay, not too bad. All right, let's look at number 4. Okay, I'm not going too fast? Okay, good. Let me know. I don't want to go too fast. Y is equal to an x minus 7. That's easy to do. It's already ready for me. And a 3y plus 6x equals 3. Okay, the first one's ready to graph. That's easy. I'm going to go ahead and graph that one right off the bat. I don't have to do anything with it. It's already solved for y, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put my axes down, x and y axes. Start at -7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Way down there, right? And then I'm going to go, it's a 1x, 1 over 1, so I'm going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Right? Draw that line in. There it is. Okay. Second equation. I'm going to bring over the 3x because I need to solve for y. 3y is equal to a -6x plus 3 because I had to subtract the 6x, right? Divide by 3. I get a y equals a -2x plus 1. Okay, start at 1. Go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, okay? Now, it doesn't intersect exactly, so we're going to have to estimate it. Sure looks like the point of intersection is at 2.5, over 2.5 and down, 1, 2, 3, 4.5, -4 and 1/2, okay? Not too bad. The trick is being able to solve for y so that you can graph it. Okay, you ready for number 5? Everybody good? Turn the page.
Wait.
I will wait for you. We're going to get this done quick, like this, not bad at all, okay? Okay. You're welcome. Number 5. Let's do 5. 5 is 2x minus y equals negative 5, and a 4x equals a 2y plus 8, okay? Now I got to solve for y. So I'm going to bring over the 2x, right? Negative y equals a negative 2x minus 5, because I need to subtract 2x to get y by itself. There's a 1 here we never write, but there is a 1 there, okay? There really is a 1. We just don't write it very often. So that helps me because I can divide by negative 1, right? And if I do that, I'll have y equals a positive 2 over 1x plus 5. Okay, I can graph that one. Do that for sure. Okay. XY axis, right? Let's start at 5. 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go up 2 over 1. 2 over 1. Okay. Connect those dots. Okay, there's my first graph. Second graph, I have to solve for y. I can either solve it backwards or rewrite it. Sometimes it helps kids if you write as 2y plus 8 equals 4x. Same thing, isn't it? Same thing. I just wrote it the other way because most kids like y on this side, right? That's all I did. Okay. So let's bring over the 8. Subtract 8. Subtract 8. I got a 2y equals 4x minus 8 because I got to subtract 8 to bring it over. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Y is equal to a 2 over 1x minus 4. Now, I already know these lines are parallel. I know these lines are parallel because they have the same slope, right? But I'm going to graph it anyway, okay? So I'm going to start at negative 4, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And please do graph it tomorrow, because if I ask you to graph it, you need to graph it. I know at this point I already know what the answer is. Sure, but I want to graph them anyway. So the solution. The solution is not the word parallel. That just describes the graphing. The solution is, the answer is really no answer at all. The answer is no solution, because they don't intersect, do they? No solution. Or you could use this little symbol there, the empty set, okay? They don't intersect, so they don't have a solution, okay? All right, you ready for 6? Thumbs up. Okay. 6, all you got it? Okay, let's look at 6. So 6 we're going to shade. We have an 8x plus 4y is less than or equal to 12. And I'm going to leave some space because I have to do a little work on this one. I'll have a y is greater than or equal to a 1/2 x minus 2. And I'll have an x is greater than or equal to negative 1. Okay. Now I'm ready to graph, to shade some of these two I can do, but I'm not ready to do this one yet. I got to solve, again, solve for y, right? Solve for y. I'm going to do that. So let's bring over the x. So I got to go minus 8x, right? Minus 8x. That's how I bring it over. So I'll have a 4y is less than or equal to a 12 minus 8x, right? Divide by 4, divide by 4, divide by 4. Because I'll get rid of the 4 and I'll have y is less than or equal to a 3 minus 2 over 1x. Now, all the others are ready to graph, so I'm going to graph them in different colors, but let me go ahead and put down my axes here. So I'm going to shade. I'm going to shade, 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 and look for where they overlap, okay? So, let me do this one in yellow. Okay, do this one in yellow so you can see it. So start at 3. 1, 2, 3. I go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down up. Solid. It's going to be a solid line because of the equal sign. It's going to be solid. Solid line. Graph that in there. There you go. So if I read it correctly, it says y is less than. It always points to the smaller one. If you have a hard time reading these, it always points to the little one, so that y is less. So it's y is less than or equal to that. So to be less than, I shade below the line. I want to get under the line, get out of the rain, shade below, okay? Let me do the second equation in green. Okay, I'm going to do it in green so you guys can see all the colors. So I'm going to start at -2. I'm going to go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, because that's the slope, right? And it's y is bigger, right? Because the point's smaller, so it's bigger, shade above the line. So here's the line I just did, so I'm going to shade above it. So I'm already starting to get a region where they overlap, right? Already getting a region here where they overlap. And I've got one more to do, and I'll do this one in red. Okay. So if I go to x is greater than or equal to 1, x is a vertical line. X equals a vertical line, so I'm going to go to -1. Do a vertical line there. If it's greater than, I have to go towards its positive area. If it's greater than, so I shade everything this way. So they overlap in this triangle. So I'm going to shade, shade, shade. Okay. Okay, that's it. Okay, you guys, you good? All right, let's look at 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 7. We're going to build our box, and I'll try my best to go through the box with you. I'm going to graph the point 2, 5, 1. Now the box is kind of hard to draw, so I'll go through it the best I can, okay? Here's my x-axis, my y-axis, and my z-axis. Were you absent on this day?
Yeah.
It's okay, we'll go through it slowly, okay? So it's three-dimensional. And Megan, the only way you can do it three-dimensionally is try and draw a three-dimensional perspective. You with me?
So why'd you draw that line through it?
X-axis is coming at you. So see this visually like a 3D movie? This is coming right at you. It's going boom. It's pointing at you, okay? See that? So you get depth. So if I want to graph 2, 5, -1, I want to make a three-dimensional box. The first two numbers become the bottom of my box. That's the bottom of my box. Okay, I'll show you how I'm going to draw it. Okay, so I'm going to go out 2 on the x-axis. I'm going to go over 5 on the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, since it's a 3D perspective, it will be a rectangle, but it's going to look like a parallelogram. Because a box would obviously have a rectangular bottom, but it's going to look like a parallelogram because it's a 3D perspective, okay? So I'm going to try and make a parallelogram between this line, see how it's parallel? So I'm drawing it parallel to that line, and this line right here, okay? So three-dimensionally, I'm trying to draw the bottom of my box, okay? I went out 2 over 5 and tried to draw a three-dimensional bottom of my box, okay? Now, the box has a height of 1. So here's the height of my box. So I'm just going to go up 1 at every single corner. I'm going to go up 1 on every single corner, up 1, and then if I do that, the box I'm going to get looks like this. These are hard to draw, but with a little practice we can get it. Now, three-dimensionally what's going to happen is we need to actually get the point there. So here's a box, but where's the point? The point is on the corner of the box. Okay, now watch, all eyes up here. So let's take a journey. We're going to go out 1, 2 on the x-axis. We're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to go up 1. So three-dimensionally, that is our point sitting right there. These are hard to draw, I know. Do your best. Oh, I forgot about the quick. Okay, and that's all we're going to get for the review. Sorry, earthquake drill coming up.